you heard of iridescent watercolour mediums and wondered how they should be used? I spotted this one from Jackman's online and thought, because I am a big fan of gold, that I would treat myself to it. Jackman's aren't the only company that make an iridescent medium. Winsor & Newton have a Pearlescent, which is just a clear one that adds a sort of silvery sheen, and Jackman's also make a Pearlescent, but this is the gold version. It's newly launched, and you can see me shaking it here because it had definitely settled out an awful lot during transport. You can see inside it that there's gold sparkle, and I'm really intrigued to see how much it shows up. So while I continue to give this a shake, I've got a piece of watercolour paper here. I've put a dark line just so we can see how opaque it is, and in my palette I've got a few colours just left over. First thing to say is this is 30 millilitres, so it's a small bottle. And this is Winsor & Newton granulation medium, so it's totally different, but the Winsor & Newton ones tend to come in these 75 millilitre bottles. So what's that? 2.5 times the size. So if you're looking, just bear that in mind. There's no instructions, so you might be wondering, what do I do with this? And it comes with a little dropper. Let's just put a few drops there and have a look at what this is like. Unsurprisingly, it's a gold fluid. If we use it neat, you can see that's quite opaque. We'll obviously wait till it dries to really judge that. We could water it down. You can use the medium in two different ways. So you can layer it over a wash to create that shimmer you're looking for. Let's just layer that over. The other alternative is to mix with the medium and then paint with that. And you can see, because this is gold, how much it alters the colour. It's designed for watercolour, so you still get all the beautiful feathering and mixing that you would anticipate. So I've got more paint, less medium in this, so the colour isn't shifting so much. Got a few little dots, and then with clean water, just do some petals. We can get a more diffused effect. Let's just, because we are getting that greenish tinge, put a drop in one of these pinks. Let's just do the same again. Do a wet on dry, clean water, petal shape, touch the dot and let the colour flow. We're all dry and we can assess those two different techniques. Use neat, you can see how much it obscures that dark line, so it really does make your watercolours more opaque. Used diluted, you get a more subtle effect, which I like. So using in that wash is not my favourite way of using it. Of course, it's going to show up better on a dark background. This sort of technique would be lovely if you were painting butterfly, dragonfly, something like that, or beetles, and you wanted an iridescent shine to it, so you could paint them and then use this on top to add that little bit of glitz. But what I really like, and I hope you agree, and I've got a torch just to see if that helps show up that shine a little bit more. These flowers, particularly these ones where it's mixed in with the water and then painted, I think are beautiful, and that's the way that I would be using this, just mixed in with my transparent watercolours and then painted and letting it settle out and do its own thing. So there you go, iridescent watercolour medium, adding a subtle sheen to your work.